Lecture 9: Ethics and Philosophy in AI Part 2. In this video, we'll talk about medical ethics and its related laws. Most of you would agree that the healthcare industry should be heavily regulated to ensure patient safety. However, regulations tend to be inflexible, and this could be a potential hindrance to AI advancement on medical service. In 2015, the FDA issued 3 guidelines. 1. General wellness and policy of low-risk device. 2. Use of real-world evidence to support regulatory decision-making for medical device. 3. Adaptive designs for medical device clinical studies. We will elaborate each of these points. So these guidance clarifies the policy and reduce the regulatory burden of medical entrepreneurs. 1. General wellness policy for low-risk devices. So the guidance clarifies compliance policy for low-risk product that promotes healthy lifestyle. In this case, medical devices do not require approval if they intended for only general wellness and they present low risk to users. Such device can claim that it may help to reduce the risk of, or it may help living well with certain chronic diseases. The product value derives from information rather than intervention. For example, software that coaches breathing techniques and relaxation skills, which as part of a healthy lifestyle, help living well with migraine headaches. I believe that many of our smartwatches fall into this category because the product does not intervene to your daily life. It only provides you the information such as the number of steps you walk every day. 2. Real-world evidence for decision-making. Real-world data refers to observational data gathered, so they are not in a randomized controlled trials. For example, they can be data from electronic health records, claims and billing activities, product and disease registries. Real-world evidence refers to the clinical evidence regarding the usage and the potential benefits or risks of a medical product derives from analysis of real-world data. The guidance clarifies how FDA evaluates real-world data to determine whether they are sufficient to generate real-world evidence to pass the regulatory hurdles. 3. Adaptive designs for medical device clinical studies. An adaptive design is a clinical study design that allows for prospectively planned modifications based on accumulating study data, without undermining the study's integrity and validity. So if the design is poorly executed, then it risks moving the goalpost in the middle of the game. It may also pose hinder risk to patients. If the design is well executed, then it reduces time and cost for clinical research. So this guidance led the medical entrepreneur as well as the researcher on how to plan and implement adaptive designs for clinical studies, and when the design is used in medical device development programs. So why is real-world evidence and adaptive design important for AI? 1. There are more real-world data than data from randomized controlled trials. 2. AI should improve itself from its own clinical experience. So for the people who developed AI medical service, they will be concerned about who will be responsible if there are omissions and errors. Will doctors be sued if they follow AI's advice? Are the current ethical or legal frameworks still usable? I'm going to introduce you 2 tests. The first one is Bolam test. So it tests to ascertain whether a medical professional has breached their duty of care to a patient. So the medical professional must act in a way that a responsible body of medical professionals in the same field would regard as acceptable or reasonable. The other test is called Bolitho test. So it said that a defense could not be considered reasonable if the body of doctors or supporting witnesses were not capable of withstanding logical analysis. Future perspective. Should the directions of medical research change to be more AI-centered? In this case, should we train medical students differently? And do we still need doctors? Perhaps one day statisticians or computer scientists can make better predictions than medical doctors. So with the help of AI, can doctors perform something else? Are patients more willing to be treated by machines instead of doctored? There are many questions that we need to consider. Resistance to AI healthcare. So there was a study that the subjects were offered a free assessment to diagnose their stress level and to recommend course of actions to manage stress. Subjects were told that diagnosis has an accuracy rate of 82%. Recommendation has an accuracy rate of 85%. Would you sign up when you are told that a doctor was to perform the diagnosis? Would you sign up when you are told that a computer was to perform the diagnosis? 40% of the subjects signed up when they were told that a doctor was to perform the diagnosis. Only 26% signed up when they were told that a computer was to perform the diagnosis. Therefore, people are less likely to utilize AI's medical service than human-provided medical service. Another studied that subjects were told that there are two medical services provided by a doctor and by AI. Both diagnoses entail the same information with same accuracies. Results will be delivered by the same timeline. Half of them were told that analysis by the computer costs $50. How much would you be willing to pay if you have the analysis performed by a doctor? The other half were told that analysis by the doctor costs $50. How much would you be willing to pay if you have the analysis performed by a computer? So if the analysis is done by a computer which costs $50, the first group of the subjects was willing to pay $45 on average if the analysis is performed by a doctor. If the analysis performed by a doctor costs $50, the second group of the subjects was only willing to pay $31 on average if the analysis was performed by the computer. So conclusion. Patients are willing to pay less to use AI medical service. Further studies has also shown that patients who believe that their medical service is unique are more resistant to AI medical service. They are concerned that their algorithms cannot address their unique needs. Suggestion. AI services should be personalized. AI services should be perceived as personalized. For example, it should include cues such as based on your unique profile. We may also need a human physician to confirm recommendation of AI. Therefore, it still takes a long time for patients to believe in AI medical services. Thanks for watching this video.